So the National Guard and the Marines were deployed to LA, but the Mexicans from Mexico are actually helping the people in Texas who are underwater. They be talking about our priorities, and I feel like a child will only be as good as its parent. America, where are your priorities? Literally, you're rounding up people and you're using our military to intimidate people on American soil. Meanwhile, Americans are fighting for their lives against water. And the people that you are deploying or that you are deporting out of here are the same people who are coming to help your people who are underwater.
While the floodwaters were rising across Texas, something unexpected happened and it shook the entire internet. Mexico, yes, Mexico, the same country constantly targeted by immigration crackdowns and political insults, just sent their allied rescue teams into the US to save American lives. And the timing couldn't be more ironic. Because even as ICE raids continue and deportations under President Trump's administration ramp up in 2025, Mexico didn't hesitate. They crossed the border not to take, not to protect, but to save. Hello family, welcome back to Training Pulse Worldwide, the channel where we break down the most powerful and unexpected real-world moments. I'm Amy, and today's story is one that's got layers, compassion, politics, irony, and a whole lot of heart. Because while part of America continued to criminalize immigrants, Mexico just pulled up with stretchers, water tanks, and some of the bravest young rescue workers we've seen. So let's dive into people's reaction, then I'll be back shortly.
What I can't believe is Mexico coming and helping Texas look for those missing girls and searching for people when all we do is treat them like a horrible nation, as if we are somehow superior. They keep helping us. They keep showing their humanity. And we so much, the citizens of Texas and of the United States deserve that, but it's like our government is so shitty. Like we don't deserve their help. We really don't. They're going above and beyond, and their kindness and humanity is shining through. Thank you.
Women never behave like male chauvinist pigs. Did you see what happened? The president of Mexico sent the best rescue team to Texas with no strings attached, at no cost. The same nation that's persecuting the immigrants of Mexico, and the same state chasing down the immigrants from Mexico. Yet still, that woman, the president of Mexico, showed empathy, showed love, and showed that she cared enough to send the best rescue team to Texas where the flood happened, with no strings attached. It had to take a woman to do the right thing, looking way past the injustice towards her own people, looking way past the injustice towards the immigrants, her own people. Let that sink in.
This wasn't just a rescue mission, it's a moral contradiction. Mexico's government, led by its first female president, sent trained responders into Texas, even while American officials were detaining and deporting Mexican nationals in Los Angeles. So on one side, you've got Mexicans saving American lives, and on the other, America still pushing immigrants out the door.
Two 19-year-old Mexican girls saved up to 20 little girls at Camp Mystic. They came at night with flashlights. They even carried some of them to safety. This story needs to get out there. So while Trump was cutting the National Weather Service, which could have prevented a lot of this from happening, cutting the National Weather Service so that billionaires could get a tax cut, these young girls came and saved a lot of people. Luckily, these two girls weren't kidnapped by ICE prior to saving these girls.
Despite the constant attacks and belittling by the U.S. president and some of its residents, Mexico was once again stepping up to help U.S. citizens in their time of need. Firefighters with Fundación 911 out of Ciudad Acuña just crossed the border to help search for Texans missing after catastrophic flash flooding. Think about that. Mexican rescue crews risking their lives to save American kids who got swept away in flooding. And this is not some one-off event. When hurricanes slam the Gulf, Mexico sends search teams. When wildfires torch California, Mexican firefighters cross over to help. After 9/11, they even offer disaster relief crews. Over and over again, Mexico steps in to help protect American lives. Meanwhile, the same people getting rescued hear politicians and plenty of loudmouths online demonize Mexicans as criminals and invaders.
Let's talk about these two young women, Mexican heroes. One of them, just 22 years old, told reporters that politics doesn't matter and human life always does. And in that moment, they weren't thinking about Trump. They weren't thinking about ICE. They were thinking about saving lives, period. And these girls showed us what grace and strength looks like. They were calm, they were prepared, and they gave everything, even when their people are still being treated like criminals across the border and in the United States. And now let's talk about the real conversation behind this moment, because this isn't just about floods, it's about the history. As you know, Donald Trump built his political career calling Mexican immigrants criminals, drug dealers, and his administration locked up families, tore children from their parents, and made immigration feel like a crime. And ICE raids became the norm. DACA remained under threat, and fear spread across immigrant communities nationwide. And yet, despite all that, Mexico still came. They sent help. No threats, no political games, just boots on the ground, risking everything to save Texans who might have once cheered for the wall. And the irony is, while ICE agents backed by the US military were arresting immigrants in LA, Mexico's rescue team were carrying American children to safety in Texas. And that contrast, it's hard to ignore. One side is pushing people out, the other is lifting people up. And some are calling this an act of political grace. Others say it's karma, a humbling moment for a country that still struggles to see immigrants as human beings. But no matter what side you're on, you can't deny the power of what Mexico just did. They didn't just save flood victims, they saved the conversation. They reminded the world that compassion has no border, even if politics does. And those two young women, they represent a whole generation of Latinas who are rising, not with revenge, but with courage. So guys, what do you think? Does this moment change how America should treat its immigrant communities? Should this be a turning point? Let me know in the comments and don't hold back. And if you felt this, do me a favor. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe to Trending Pulse Worldwide for more eye-opening stories just like this. So until next time, stay aware, stay kind, and keep watching the world closely. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.